Nice to have your company for this one, round 18 of the NRL, coming to you from Wynn Stadium in Wollongong, the clash of the Steelers and the Broncos, and a tremendous chance for the home team today to cement their place in the top 10. If they win here, they skip 3 points clear of the sides on the fringe of the top 10 in the finals race. And Wally Lewis, as we have a glance across at this Brisbane lineup, a couple of big game breakers in their side, the likes of Gordon Tallis.
Yeah, he's a giant man. At 6'3.5" in the old terms. He's powerful running, has plenty of defensive lines, and he has an uncanny ability to do it at very vital times in the games. But he hasn't been all that happy with his own form in the last couple of weeks, and that really could spell trouble this afternoon for Illawarra.
And Andrew G in the Broncos front row has really been prominent in recent weeks.
Has gained himself a new contract for the Broncos. That's exactly what he was chasing for a long time. He will probably go out there this afternoon with the express interest to repay the club for the faith that they've shown in him. Very powerful forward, does a lot of hard work up the middle, and will want to control the centre of that ruck if Brisbane are to have any chance in this match this afternoon.
Well, here are the Illawarra Steelers. Paul McGregor leads them out. No doubt about it, their best crowd of the year that they will be playing in front of at home. Of course, they have lost Craig Smith through suspension. He will miss the remainder of the season. That's a big blow up front to this Illawarra side. But still plenty of talent, and they have won their last 3 matches. And if they are to win today, a key player, Wally, a man that is playing the same position as you did for so many years, Trent Barrett, tremendous young talent in the Illawarra side, but he has to put his stamp on the match.
We heard him talking during the week about the importance of the game coming up. The ability to mix in with this man here, Paul McGregor, has probably allowed him to adjust a little bit to his own game, made it all that much easier to get involved in first grade football. Level heads around the place like Rod Wishart has helped him, but Barrett, really his ability, skill and experience in difficult situations belies his youth.
We're underway in this one. Rod Wishart kicking high, the bounce of Shane Webke. Straight away the Broncos under pressure. And up to make the tackle was Likevol for the Steelers. Wendell Sailor batted out of dummy half. He made 5 metres. Good start from the Steelers. 2 tackles gone. Brisbane hemmed inside their own 20. Now Webke. Barrett is up there in defence. And a cheer from the fans. Appreciative of that tackle. Hart was there as well. Now Tallis, his first touch. Attracts plenty of attention. And taken sideways in the tackle. Andrew G. They come rushing up out of the line at G. It was Likevol up quickly. So 5 tackles, and Brisbane just outside their own 20. Lockyer under pressure with a kick. He did well. And back for the Steelers. Young Luke Patton. We heard a pre-match interview from Trent Barrett that it was a big moment for a lot of the young Steelers. They haven't played this Brisbane side before. Brett Kenny knows all about big matches. What's your thoughts on this one, Brett?
Well, Vossi, I think this will be a very exciting game. There's a couple of very good matchups involved. We've got Steve Renouf up against Paul McGregor, Trent Barrett up against Kevin Walters. So I think it's going to be a very exciting game, but I tend to favour Brisbane.
I do notice, Brett, that Andrew Purcell is there in 17, filling the role of dummy half at the moment for the Steelers. And he's the man passing back from halfway, and Barrett driving that kick for the corner. Lockyer and Hancock are back. And it goes touch in goal, so I'll walk back to the 20.
He's got better judgment than me. I thought he had a bit of a mistake in letting the ball run. In fact, he was going to go just over the touchline, just short.
So Brisbane back with it, just short of their own 30. Back they come to the left side with Sivanasiva. Andrew Farah would be pleased with what he's seen so far of his troops as Tallis takes a blindside shot. Up first was Likevol, now Plath gets it inside the Steelers half and some punishing defence over the top. It's Andrew Hart. Really put his shoulder into Plath that time. Andrew G. running one out and taken low in the tackle of Lamy. This is the last tackle, 40 metres out from the Steelers line. They come left with Lockyer. He kicks back across field and Smith is there first with Ryan. It bounces away from both players. Now Ryan is with it. Still the last tackle. Kevy Walters, 20 metres out from the Steelers line. Now they put the foot down through Langer. Then on for Smith, and he comes within an ace of scoring. Well, he has got in goal.
Righty. I just want you to have
They will go to the video referee.
I'm not sure if the actual momentum carried him forward. He's pulled it out. I'm having a look.
We hear the communications of referee McBlain. He wants to check for a double movement. I've got a feeling, Wally, the Steelers may well have dragged him over the line.
Yeah, it really looked that way. But if they've managed to hold him up, I think they're going to get possession back. Here's the incident. Well, gee, to be very honest, his right arm is underneath him. He didn't have an opportunity to push that arm in a double movement. I thought the ball was held up. Thought they did very well and held him up in goal. I think that's a try to the Broncos. It is.
Yeah, I've got to say, Wally, that Darren Smith did come to ground short of the line, but it wasn't him promoting the football. It was Luke Patton's weight, the number 1, that forces Smith over the line.
Well, here's the use of that high towering punt kick that's become part and parcel of rugby league attack at the moment, the spiralling kick. Ryan did pretty well to keep the ball alive to Kevy Walters. It was stacks on the mill here, and I guess situations like this really promote themselves as why Brisbane towards the top of the competition, and in fact one of the real favourites. They've scored that from nothing.
Now I've just watched another replay, watching from that wide angle. Does Darren Smith sort of crawl along with his left arm and help his position? He didn't promote the right arm, but he may well have levered himself in goal with a bit of assistance from the Steelers fullback Luke Patton, just the weight on his back. Have a watch of it again. And there's his left leg crawling forward, but never at any stage did he stop.
No, that's right. He didn't make a double movement with the right arm.
So first points on the board for Brisbane. And Darren Smith, 15 tries. Darren Lockyer's kick from wide out looks good and just swings to the side. So 4-0 it remains. Who'd want to be video referee? 4-0 the score to the Broncos. Chris Ward is the man in the video referee's box today. And another deep restart from the Steelers. Here comes Wendell. Wishart on the opposite side of the field. He's lined up against Michael Hancock. Wayne Clifford has the assignment of marking Wendell Saylor, but as is the case with Wendell Saylor's game, rarely do you find him on the wing when he's doing one of his most damaging runs. Now Lockyer. Almost a gap there. Dumping the pass back in for Renoff. It came loose. Turnover for the Steelers. 35 metres out from the Broncos line. Now Purcell. Second man play from dummy half and some quick hands from Lamey for Mackay, and bruising defence on Mackay from Smith. Moving back. And with Timmins again, some scrappy play. Purcell. In with Wilson. Oh, gee, there was a collision there. Plenty of Broncos bodies ended up on the deck. Wilson has been hurt. Barrett, short pass there, finding Andrew Hart. Very busy start for the young front rower. Now Purcell, last tackle. McGregor, 10 metres out for Wishart. Wishart puts it down. That'll be a changeover.
Well, luckily for the Broncos, the pass was drifting forward as well, but really, you have a look at Wishart. He got himself on the outside of Mick Hancock, who may have had him covered, but we've become so used to seeing, of course, Wishart, once he gets in tight situations, use that strong bump.
Broncos entering this game on the back of a 34 points to 16 win over Melbourne. That was last Friday week, as now Ryan stretching out. And the Broncos over their 20. Orders away for Smith, who will, of course, link up with Canterbury for the next 3 seasons.
Let's hold it here.
Plath to centre field with Sivana Siva. Spinning his way over the 40-metre line. And now G. Broncos have really only had one chance inside the Illawarra half, and they came up with a try. Now a last tackle again. Langer's kick. As Luke Patton on the chase back to his own 10-metre line. Patton will run across field. Tallis lined him up.
Wait here, no shot!
The Steelers on their own 20. Now with Wishart. Typically robust run from Rod Wishart. Clifford has come all the way in from the left wing to alleviate some pressure from his teammates. They're back to their 40 now, the Steelers. And Hart gets them within 5 metres of halfway. And Robinson, second man play with Mackay. Mackay turning Smith around. Steelers on a roll as Timmins is tackled 35 metres out from the Brisbane line. Broncos up by 4. Barrett on the last tackle, putting the pressure on Hancock. Lockyer's getting across. Wishart went flying over the back of Michael Hancock. Brisbane end up with possession. There was a little bit of luck in it.
Very unusual to see Darren Lockyer protesting. He really was. Gee, he was taken high. Probably more so through accident than anything else. But 2 kicks that have come up early in this match, both of them full of pressure.
Wishart was the man who threw himself at the kick, and he almost took out 2 Broncos players in doing it. Broncos back in possession. Andrew Hart has gone to the bench for Illawarra as Plath almost gets it back to the 40. They've used up 5 though. Into the right side of the ruck, Langer. Some harassment there from Purcell. Langer's kick not his best. And Patton outside his 20 for Wishart. Coming at John Plath. Good tackle by Plath. Shane Edwards, the Broncos chief executive, has been very busy in recent weeks with the Broncos checkbook. He's basically got them all signed, sealed and delivered. Now an offload. They've seen the drop ball from Purcell. He wasn't expecting the pass. It came from Semi Shamoon, who's the player on for Andrew Hart. The 10 got in this one. The Broncos attack from the scrum with Saylor. Gets straight past Timmins, straight past Clifford, and Wendell Saylor has a 4-pointer. Saylor scores for the Broncos, his 12th try of the season. And Brisbane, they lead here by 8 points to 0.
Well, 1 drop ball, and that's it against Brisbane. They score a try. A little bit of jersey grabbing going on there, Vossi.
Yeah, a bit scarecrow defence, just the arms out. And Clifford was dropping back. He didn't really have any confidence in his man on the inside. So Lockyer, second kick from wide out. Took it back 25 metres. This time he goes across the face. So that helps the Steelers' cause. Lockyer none from 2. 8-0 to Brisbane. Webke from the restart for Brisbane. That's more the game plan. Get it over the 20. Walters straight away attacking. Lockyer on the 30. Renoff couldn't get to that ball. It's travelled forward. So early turnover from Brisbane as they try to left side rush.
Well, Brisbane not happy about it. They believe that it wasn't a knock on, saying that Lockyer's pass went back, and it did. It went forward off the Illawarra halfback Will Robinson's knee. But a little bit of luck finally going for the home side. They needed a little bit. It's an important part of the game. Another try to Brisbane would certainly deflate their egos a lot more.
Robinson up for Barrett. Turning Patton inside. 35 metres from the Brisbane line. It is only early, but in need of points. Shamoon. He's got a story to tell as now Robinson puts it down. Semi Shamoon, the 16, only his second first-grade match. Interesting story. If he wasn't in first grade, he would have been playing for Lebanon last night in the Mediterranean Cup. That's where he thought he was going to be 2 weeks ago. Now he's in first grade.
You'd be happier about playing for the Steelers.
I think so. Congratulations to the Lebanese side who defeated Italy at Leichhardt. And right now with the Broncos, Tallis. Almost to halfway. A bit of a wrestling match with McGregor over the top. And now Hancock. Talking of wrestling matches, he runs into Fitzgibbon. And Plath to the right with Langer. Showing us all the array of kicks as always, as Patton is forced back to his in-goal. Tough assignment for the youngster. Patton trying to beat a wall of defenders. Nowhere to go. Line drop out to the Steelers.
Well-weighted kick from Brisbane. Thought it was a fair show of confidence as well from Patton. Great to see a young kid trying to get out of the in-goal instead of meekly putting the ball down or tipping the ball over the dead ball line. He's got to be backed up a little bit by some teammates at the moment. Make sure that they stop Brisbane. I thought their first 5 or 6 minutes in defence was superb. They held Brisbane's first 2 sets of 6 to around about 15 and 18 metres, which is not seen all that often.
And Mackay's line drop out, a big one. Put it on halfway, and back comes Wendell Saylor. Bouncing away from the first attempted tackle. That was Shamoon. Carried all the way back to the 30. Now Plath up for G. Quick inside ball for Ryan, attacking the fringe with the ruck, and Shamoon again was called in defence. Plath, now they work left. Langer and Walters combining. Tallis is wide, fucked him on the chest. Illawarra come up with a ball. Wishart is the man. So the 0 tackle applies following that drop ball from Gordon Tallis. It really was a ricochet of some speed as Illawarra to their own 20. And now Callaway is on in 9. Passing again, involved twice in the movement. Will Robinson trying to stretch them. And around one, he got away from Smith. Now Clifford ducks away from Saylor. And put the ground on halfway. Probably their most promising attacking rate of the match, Illawarra. Timmins. One for Barrett, the dummy. Kevin Walters had stumbled in defence. Almost created the gap for Barrett. Still the right, Callaway for McGregor. I'll say, Wally, some of the passing is all that precise for Illawarra. Some of the players having to stop and catch.
They're standing a little bit too flat in their attack as well.
Now Lamey puts a little grubber kick behind. Good skills. Kick through by Wishart. Callaway is there. The Steelers strike back. The Steelers score their first try. 8 points to 4 the score. Just a little bit of luck, but also a bit of skill in the build-up. My only doubt was Callaway in front of Wishart when Wishart put his boot to ball for the last time.
Blindside it was too. Callaway was the man that got them into open space. A great kick forward from Craig Wilson. Oh, gee, it was a line ball whether he was in front. Thought the referee was in fair position to make the call on it. So we've got to leave it up to him. Clever work. Lockie was in a difficult decision. From that angle, you'd have to say that it looked like he was in front, but I thought on the normal camera angle, it did appear as though that he was onside.
Well, Wishart will have the kick from 10 metres in from touch, 20 metres out. And we learn that Wishart is off contract at the end of this season, and there has been some talk down here that he might be back on deck with the Steelers next year. Holds the record for most tries and most points in the history of this club. Rod Wishart. First kick of the day, this one. To get them within 2. He's done that. Rod Wishart played his part in the lead up to the try and now has converted for 8 points to 6. What's that breeze doing down at ground level, Brett?
Well, the southerly, it hasn't arrived, and it's now become a nor'easterly. It's coming straight off the water. It's beautiful.
Kenny has become a bit of an official of the weather on the south coast of New South Wales. He spends much of his build-up to matches studying patterns. The Shamuna's with it for the Steelers. They're very lucky to have him. Illawarra 15 metres inside their own half. Callaway serves it up with Barrett, then wider for McGregor. That fend doesn't come off on Renoff. Renoff takes the points that time. Now Wishart headed infield and almost through. Sivanasiva got him low, but a quick play the ball from Wishart. And Robinson's left foot kick has turned Lockie around. The big bounce with that breeze at their back. Again, it's gone dead. Peter Ryan, the man down for Brisbane. That's right back on halfway.
Yeah, he's in a bit of strife. He came running away from the tackle he was previously involved with. Signal to the bench. Leaving the field at the moment. But Brisbane in a pretty important set of 6 here. The Steelers, plenty of wind in the sails at the moment.
And guys, Kevin Campion has gone on to replace Peter Ryan.
Well, Ryan was hurt in the attempted tackle on Rod Wishart. It's a nice defence that time from Lamey on Andrew G. Hancock. They're having trouble getting out of this part of the field right at the moment. Lath up for Langer. Campion gets his first touch. Very valuable bench player, Kevin Campion. Here's what happened to Peter Ryan. Wishart threw the Sivanasiva tackle almost, and it's hard to see. Ryan just almost flopped on the man in the tackle. So it's almost as if he broke down before he got there. Steelers back with it. And Timmins. Brisbane penalised for inside the 10.
Give it to me.
Some urgency about the Steelers play. Wilson fires that ball to touch. Referee McBlain perfectly entitled there to rule the penalty. They were never quite back the 10. Hardest tackle. 15 metres inside the Brisbane half. Very vocal crowd here at Wynn Stadium today. Mackay is with it.
2, come on.
And 5. Has been in rare form of late, Brad Mackay. Barrett. Inside ball, found Lightfall. Now 25 metres from the Brisbane line. All set to the right side, the Steelers. Robinson. Away with Wilson. Run around. Telegraph there. Robinson slips into the tackle with Kevin Walters. Now Barrett. Plenty of runners to pick from. Barrett driven in the tackle of Campion. 15 metres out. Last play it is with the Steelers. Robinson puts his kick up for Wendell Saylor's wing. Sailor gets up there. It came off a Steelers' hand. They will check with a video referee, but I'm fairly confident that the Steelers had knocked it forward.
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt about this. You can see most of the Steelers players are running back to the 30-metre line, ready for the tap restart. Very cleverly positioned kick, though. Wendell Sailor looking straight into the sun. There you can see it's come off. Well, it's almost an adjudication of one of those players being accidentally offside, but no doubt that the ball was propelled forward by one of the Illawarra players. A great set of 6 by the Steelers, though. They're back in this match and not about to hand things over to Brisbane.
No try, 20-metre restart. It was off the hands of Sean Timmins.
And guys, Ben Walker has taken the field wearing jumper number 14. He has replaced Sidney Receiver.
That will cause a reshuffle. And the Broncos, Webke. Really has emerged as one of the premier front rowers in the game, Shane Webke. Performed with great distinction in this year's Origin Series. Now Campion. NRL logo right on halfway. Philip Lee with it. Stepping into the arms almost there of Likevol in the tackle. And the last with Langer. Really driving that kick between the winger and fullback. Rod Wishart from his own in goal. Doesn't muck about there. Rod Wishart. Walters and Campion, the tacklers. Now with Clifford. Replacing Jonathan Britton in this side. Had a good time of it last week. Wayne Clifford against the Warriors. A couple of tries. And this is Timmins. Callaway. Well, a bit too much interference over the ruck.
Well, he's penalised Darren Smith there, who he said that didn't get away quickly enough at marker, but I think you'll see on the video replay that Smith cocked a pretty fair clip over the top from one of the Illawarra players. He reacted to it. Ordinary decision to react to it. But the forearm jolt wins a penalty for Illawarra.
And guys, Sammy Shamoon has gone on for Illawarra. He's replaced Andrew Hart.
Shamoon with a bit of acrobatics to come up with that football. Did well on his own 40-metre line. Brad Mackay. Just short of halfway. To the right side, Shamoon. He's fired up. Sammy. Now Callaway with Barrett. On for Wilson. Shaped the kick. Turns inside for Barrett. Here come the Steelers again. McGregor. Away they go, the Steelers. And one of their favourite sons scores it. Paul McGregor. And the Steelers are in front. Good try, that one.
And once again, Brisbane's left side defence caught napping. They have it structured. As Tallis, Walters and Renoff. Here comes the run-around play. Very clever work. Tallis got there. The inside player failed to slide across. And that is some quality football from young Trent Barrett, who read the situation perfectly, held it up as long as he possibly could.
And it's Blake again, Wally. Craig Wilson. Beautiful rugby league.
Not sure who the Brisbane player was that didn't come across. I think it might have been Shane Webke that really left Brisbane stranded. Seems like if that's the case, too many people going across when they had.
And Wishart the conversion attempt from right in front for a 4-point lead. And that it is. 4 points the difference. They trailed 8-0 early. They conceded 2 tries in the first 10 minutes. Now it's 12 points to 8 to the Steelers.
Well, Craig Wilson has spent most of this time on the blind side. He's calling the shots out there, as we see. It was a great pass back inside to Trent Barrett. As well, he said he read the play really well. You've got blokes like McGregor coming back inside. You've got no other option but to give him the ball. And that was a great try from the Illawarra Steelers.
And again, livens up this crowd.
Play one, stand up.
A couple of penalties helped the Steelers' cause in getting to that end of the field. And Brad Mackay just outside the 20. Callaway. Not quite sure what happened early with Andrew Purcell a dummy half. Now Langer's kicked it, I thought, into a Brisbane player who was accidentally offside. It's been called play on. So Brisbane with it. 30 metres out from the Steelers line. Tallis, Walters. They're quick to go on the attack with Tallis.
Come on, baby.
Callaway went low. 25 metres out from the Steelers line. Plath. Putting a step on Shamoon. Now Langer. Up with Campion. He's got a good step, Kevin Campion. Doesn't make himself an easy target. 10 metres from the line. Langer fires that ball across. Broncos looking dangerous again. Dummy half will be Lee. Lock is hurt. More in the finish of the tackle. Aggressive on him. Play will continue without Darren Lockyer here. Restart of play. Langer. Walters. They miss out. Ryan with a pass, finding Renoff. And McGregor does well. You could describe that as a try saver. One miss this close and the Brisbane Broncos will be in. Walters kick. Kicking across. Sailor. In fact, there's plenty of Broncos coming through. It was knocked back, but there's interference there. Steelers penalty.
Where he come offside, Andrew. Hey? Of course, that's where he come offside.
What? Interesting one, wasn't it? He's ruled Andrew G was offside, and of course he was competing for the football. And he went to where the ball ended up to give the penalty.
Marched him back 10 metres and said that's where he came offside from.
Well, what he's ruled is that is where the ball has hit the ground, is when it goes back,
well,
is where it finishes.
Pretty ordinary judgment at the ground.
Just as well Andrew G didn't come from the Brisbane 22-metre line.
Illawarra, 45 metres out from the Broncos line. They're attacking this right side where they've had great success. Wishart. Now backwards, and Wilson almost through the Ryan tackle. 3 zip the penalties early to Illawarra over Brisbane. Luke Patton. The ground he goes. Callaway. Outside again, McGregor. Juggling that one. Headed for the sideline, Paul McGregor. They don't get him there.
Johnny, come on.
Callaway. Centre field with Barrett. Last tackle. Sailor has dropped back. It's headed his way. Wendell Sailor. Here's another air raid. He doesn't get near it because Timmins comes up with a football. It wasn't such a bad move from Brisbane, letting Timmins get that football.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's got to be a penalty to Brisbane. Well, we'll wait for the replay, but I've got to agree with you there, Bossy. I believe that's one of the best things that defensive lines can come up with. When the ball is high in the air, it's not desperation. It was about 20 metres out from the line.
You know what it's for? You wouldn't let him go. He was entitled to get the ball and play it as quickly as they can, as quickly as they let him. Just cut it out. Alf, get the little ones out of there. They can cost you.
Well, I don't think Alf can throw the big ones, can he?
Yeah, well, that's what I was saying. Does he have a big punch, a bolo punch?
Yeah, agreeing with you again there, Bossy. It's a smart play to be able to let the player catch it. He hasn't got any time at all, half a second to make up his mind about throwing it. There's the incident, Alf trying to get it. Oh, looks like one of those things you put on the back of the car as their heads just wobble.
Sivanasiva with it for Brisbane. And a strong run, carrying a couple of defenders with him. And Plath. Langer on for Walters. Plenty of runners to pick from for Kevin Walters. Campion came up with it. Mackay rode him into the ground. Inside the Steelers 40. But Brisbane down by 4. With over 10 minutes remaining in this first half. 4 tries already in this match. Walters across for Langer. No swap positions that time. Out with Michael De Vere. Sandwiched in the tackle of McGregor and Barrett. And the last it is for Brisbane. Langer. A bit of time to think about his kick. It's coming down for Clifford. Up they go. The ball fires out the back. Patton gets there. He may have forced it. He has.
Knocked down by Brisbane. Change over.
He's ruled that Brisbane got to it first and knocked it forward.
Well, if Brisbane have got within half a metre of that first, no way in the world I've got anywhere near that. Smart play from Langer, put the ball up, but gee, I've got to say that's poor judgment. Pretty good work from the Steelers, though. They did have around about 3 or 4 players there to give him support.
Sammy Shamoon helping them get out of trouble, the Steelers. completion rate there. Fairly high level from both teams. And now Hart. Not a bad step from him either. Got him past Philip Lee. Callaway. Speed of the play, the ball impressive as well. Brad Mackay. It's been a quality game. Barring 1 or 2 errors from both teams. And Wilson's kick ricochets off the back of Campion. It's still the last tackle. Well handled by Patton. Then on for Barrett. They get a second kick in. Will this one sit up from Trent Barrett? It does. Hancock inside the in goal. Hancock taken by Wishart, but gets to the field of play. Good battle between two international wingers. Very strong. Now Smith. Steelers charging up. Broncos players still getting back on side. Off their own line with Michael DeVere. They've used up 3. They're inside their own 10. Smith helps the cause. We're almost to the 20 now. Walker fulfilling the role of dummy half. Langer combines with Walters. Zach with Lee now to the 30. Last tackle. Who's in position for the kick? Langer is on the right side of the ruck. Trying a short kick. Here comes Wendell. Doesn't get the bounce he was hoping for. Clifford gets there first. Showing yet another kick. Alan Langer, the short one. Back to halfway for Illawarra. With Wilson. Webke went high. Now light ball. Tall front row would probably be around the 6'4" mark. Purcell, they come centre field with Andrew Hart. He's lost it in the tackle. Yep. It'll be a scrum feed to Brisbane on their own 30-metre line.
Shane, get those swinging arms well out of it.
Just a little word to Shane Webke for an earlier tackle, which we mentioned. This is the drop ball of Hart.
Bad luck there, a tackle that was coming in. And Kevin Campion probably restricted the movement of his right arm. Diffused a very dangerous situation for Brisbane.
And Langer up with Renoff. And Walker. Andrew G. And Mackay hit the up near the top of the tackle count for Illawarra. And Webke on an inside ball. Standing deep, got it to halfway. Walker, Campion. There's that step, but that time into the tackle of Mackay. Was able to offload, back for Langer. He tries to jink, that's been knocked down by Wilson. Tackle count has restarted with Walker. Tackled short of the Steelers' 40-metre line. Smith. From dummy half, straight past Timmins. Purcell got him from behind. Just looking a little more threatening all of a sudden now. Brisbane. Langer, inside ball is called forward to Kevy. You can't believe it, Kevin Walters.
I don't think he's got anything to gripe about there. It appeared that the ball did go forward.
It was an after effect.
A bit lucky that the ball did go forward. Yeah, no doubt about that. Walters was in open space. Had a player or two on each side of him. It's probably justice done there because it was real desperation defence shown by the Steelers that allowed Brisbane to get 6 more tackles just a minute or so ago.
So Steelers from that scrum win.
Come on, Broncos!
On their own 30-metre line, Craig Simon is the man wearing 14 for them. This is Fitzgibbon. 15 short of halfway. With Purcell and attacking that blind with Lightvolt. He's trying to work his left arm free. I'd be surprised if he'd try and squeeze and offload down that blind side. Shamoon has run straight and with great effect in this match. Shamoon is just wise in first grade now. Purcell running through traffic. He had them turned around, made 20 metres. Platform is set, last tackle. 25 metres from the Broncos line, Trent Barrett. Saylor, he is expecting yet another kick. Here it comes for Wendell, on his own goal line. Saylor does well. Passes back with Hancock, it's play on. Hancock, there's tackle. It'll be a line dropout. Wendell Saylor, concentration on the ball, wasn't sure whether he was in goal or in the field of play.
I thought the touch judge, there's the take by Saylor, was pushed back. Good work to keep the ball alive and give his team some chance, but I thought the kick that went up, the far touch judge called that one of the players was in front of the player, believing that it was Timmins that was in front.
Ben Walker, that'll cost you 2 points next game.
Interesting call there from referee McBlain. He called the players in front. We'll get back to that in a moment. Shamoon, no, he called the Broncos players in front of the man taking the line dropout and says it will cost you 2 points next time. Barrett's kick early in the tackle count. Through they go. Wishart! Wishart may have got his hand to this. This could be a Steelers try. They say no.
Well, that's what we need from refs. A little bit of confidence. Clever work. There's the ball going through. Oh, gee, I tell you what. How he's gone to that without the use of the video screen. Is a very confident referee.
Second one.
I'm sure the Brisbane fans will enjoy it anyway.
So the Broncos, perhaps a let-off. Langer for Renoff. Just expects something when he gets the football in his hands. Great battle with McGregor here. Renoff slow to his feet after that tackle too. Tallis. They're fired up, the Steelers fans, when Tallis gets hold of the football. Gordon's a little fired up himself right now. Langer away for Ryan. 35 out, loose ball, it came out the back. Langer and Walters, now for Smith and Saylor. Not quite textbook stuff from Brisbane, but still they were making metres. Langer, a jink away from Clifford. Ball again finds the deck, Walker's with it. Now Saylor, he tries his luck with a chip over the top. Luke Patton, very cool. Got across, came up with the ball. And Brisbane now defending. Clifford tackled.
Wait in.
Brett Kenny, I've enjoyed this one. How are you reading the match? We've seen before this year as Illawarra get another penalty. They are a side that can...
You're either going to stand there or back to 10.
They are a side that can collapse in second halves without any symptoms seeming to show before it happens.
Yes, well, they've shown that in previous games, but it's a very exciting sort of game. Illawarra seem to be making a lot of breaks up the middle, and that's very unusual with this Brisbane defence. Usually they're very strong around the ruck area, but Illawarra seem to be making breaks there without any problem and concentrating on the left side of the Brisbane defence.
Steelers forward again. Fitzgibbon. I remember a match we did against Balmain down here. The Steelers, it was only 4 points the difference at half-time. They lost by 20. They just... Well, they crashed and burned in the second 40 minutes. Right now they're attacking. They've got their tails up. They're 30 metres out. Callaway picks off Simon, who in turn is collected by Sivanasiva. Callaway again, the speed of the play, the ball again from Illawarra is creating chances. They're 10 metres out. Last tackle. Wishart on the right wing is calling for a kick to come his way. Simon across with Barrett. Barrett wants the 1 point. It's the worst attempt you'll see all year. To the fence for 4.
That's a shocker. Obviously thinking that just a couple of minutes before half-time, maybe a 5-point break is okay. It's the way that Lockyer is kicking.
Well, it never got above fence height, did it? Here's Saylor over the 40-metre line. Langer. Walters. Tallis is on his outside. Walters almost slipped the pass. At the exact instant he was going to offload, Simon got on his back. Now Walker. Oh, born all-star from McGregor. 40 metres from the Steelers line, and it slows the play down as well. Langer. Sivanasiva. Dummy for the runaround. He's spinning himself. He'll be dizzy at the end of this run. He's tackled 35 metres out. Last tackle for Brisbane. Langer calling the shots. What kick will he provide this time? There's the little one, and beautifully fielded by Callaway. Not easy to do. You never know what's coming from Alfie Langer.
Well, I don't know whether it was the right choice to make for Alf on that occasion, because it really did appear that Luke Patton at fullback had the ball adequately covered anyway. A better choice may have been to put the ball in the air, perhaps wait for a drop ball, another 6 tackles just before the break.
Inside the final 60 seconds of this first half, big shoulder charge comes up on Hart. It was from Webke and Ryan. And now Hart has made an error. Well, McBlain has ruled against the Steelers.
You're the one that kicked it forward, no one else.
Fucking raked it! Shut up.
He raked it. I don't think that's quite the correct call. His foot's gone back. The ball was kicked back under the foot. Much doubt there if Shane Webke made it difficult. This is the one area that is very, very tough for the referees. I don't think there's one club that could say that they've haven't had some disadvantage in that area all season long.
And it makes you wonder, Wally, why the touch judges don't make a ruling on that.
That was out for Renoff, boys, as now Hancock turns them around. 20 metres out. Final seconds of this first half. Brisbane get the last shot. Langer fires the ball across for Smith. Smith is 20 metres out. Tallis was on his inside. Now Walker. Langer. Ryan is on his left. On his right was Kevin Walters. Puts it down. Illawarra out of trouble. That'll be the first half. Steelers back in possession. Maybe in no hurry to come up with anything fancy here. Fitzgibbon. Well, having said that, reverse pass with 2.5 difficulty ratio as well. Half-time siren sounds, last play of the half. It comes for Likevol. He accepts the tackle. We go to the break. The home side getting some generous applause from their fans. They trailed by 8 points to 0 early. In fact, after 10 minutes of play, they trailed by 8 points to 0. They have struck back with 2 tries, and they go to the break, leading by 12 points to 8. And back here at Wynn Stadium, good game of football this one. The Steelers up by 4 points at half-time, 12 points to 8. Fighting back from an 8-0 deficit early. And there are the statistics of the first half. Wally Lewis, possession very much in favour of the Illawarra Steelers.
It's gone that way. I don't think Coach Wayne Bennett will be too upset, considering the Steelers have had 60% of the possession. If anything, I guess he would be questioning the commitment of a couple of players out there. I know that they can't afford to provide anything less than 100% against a very determined Illawarra team every time they play them here.
The Steelers looking to equal their record, the club record of most wins consecutively today. That would be 4. That's the best they've done since they entered the competition in '82. And they're on target for that, leading the Broncos by 4. There's been some strong efforts in the forwards today from the Illawarra side. The young front rowers, Hart and Likevol, have worked very hard, as has this man, Brad Mackay, getting it over the 40-metre line. Last tackle with Purcell. And back for Barrett to kick from inside the 40. Now kicking into the breeze. Now, the thing you will note is that Darren Lockyer hasn't returned for the second half. Michael De Vere at the back, so it's obviously a long-term problem, it would seem, for Darren Lockyer. I don't think he's sitting down on the bench either. It'll report shortly, as now Plath is with it. Came up for Webke. Taken ball and all on the tackle by Terry Lamy. This is Plath on the 40-metre line. Walters, they shift to the left with Tallis. McGregor's up quickly. He's having an exceptional game. Paul McGregor, defensively today, has been outstanding. Last tackle from outside the 40. Clifford and Patton both going back. The Broncos with a breeze at their back, and that carries it over the dead ball line. So we'll have a restart from the 20-metre line. We're joined now from the coaching staff of the Steelers, Ian Millwood. Ian, what did Andrew Farah have to say at half-time?
Well, Andrew was very happy the way we've performed the first half, and it's just mainly a continuation of things we've been doing in attack and defence.
In the way that the boys have managed to contain the Broncos, especially on the edge of the rucks and around the Steve Renoff area, being first class.
Yeah, it has, Wally. But the main thing there is just to really push hard from the inside and gives the confidence of the blokes on the outside, and that's something we've got to continue in this half. As I think the more the game unfolds here, the more Alfie's going to run, and that'll be the problem. Keep working on the inside.
Well, a little bit of a problem for you. Just about ended up with a group of footballers on your heels there. But one very impressive point, I guess, for Coach Andrew Farah would have been the way that the guys fought back after that 8-0 deficit. That was something that must have been confidence sapping at the beginning of the game. Yeah,
well, I think, winning the last 3 in a row has given us good confidence, but also it was just mainly a couple of defensive things. Attacking-wise, we were pretty happy with the way things were going, so it was just a matter of getting a couple of things right there and not dropping off in defence.
Ian Millwood, thanks for your time as we watch the Brisbane side come up with an error before the first tackle. It might not be their day. McGregor came up with it.
I called it too early, mate, all right? You still get the ball.
Nick Blaine makes the admission. He made the call a little early. After Illawarra came up with the ball, they will at least get the scrum feed here. I don't think you can criticise a referee too much for that.
Guys, just an update on Darren Lockyer. He has got a problem with his right eye. The doctor is actually checking him, but there is no chance he'll be back for the second half.
What have you done to them at half-time, Brett? Here's an error before the first tackle now by the Steelers. You've had a go at them.
Well, I didn't have a go at them, but apparently what Wayne Bennett was saying, he just feels that they've got to be patient and they've got to make sure they complete their sets of 6, which, as we saw just then, they haven't been able to achieve as yet.
Swings back the Broncos' way. That was something rare. I actually saw the lock forward rake the ball back. It got all the way back to the lock and they raked it back for Langer.
Might have hit him first.
Oh, quite possibly. Here's Ryan looking to offload. 35 metres out from the Illawarra line. Play for dummy half. Just slow play the ball. Sivanasiva. They tried the shoulder over the top. It was Shamoon, and Shamoon came back like a spring out of it. And now Plath for Langer. Switch of play for Walters. Inside for Ryan. It hasn't quite worked for them today. It might soon, though. Walters. 15 metres out. Now 10 out. Kevin Walters. Ducking and weaving. Mackay got to him. Right in front of the Steelers post, and they're short for numbers this way. Langer. He turns it inside. It was knocked down. So we play on for the Broncos. Tackle counters restarted. G turns it inside this time. Right on the goal line. Brisbane down by 4 points here. De Vere is the man at dummy half. Up for Langer. Then Walters. Plenty of men on his outside. Walters accepts the tackle in front of the post with 4 or 5 on his outside. Now Plath. Tallis had shifted around to the left. Plath has a go himself. He's tackled. They're eating up the tackles here. Walters. Langer. And across for G. G stretches out. Oh, golden moment for Andrew G. A try to the Broncos front rower. And we're all square at 12 all. It was a little un-Brisbane-like, the lead-up to the Andrew G try, but the end result's the same, a 4-pointer.
Well, you called it, mate. They'd come up with some rucks there that really didn't provide many opportunities. But just questioning here whether the Illawarra defence may have overread a little bit of front row play into that it was going out to Andrew G. Front rowers aren't supposed to score tries out around the centre mark. But it was Barrett, the one that read the dubby and shifted a little bit wide. Unfortunately, Andrew Hart just couldn't get across to be able to come up with the try-scoring tackle. But 2 golden opportunities provided for the Broncos by silly Illawarra mistakes. Got to make sure that they don't come up with those. And Brisbane, whilst they haven't been at their best, probably have been put in that position because Illawarra have fought back in desperate situations. We're going to be in the same situation again here in a few minutes' time.
Well, the thing about it, Wally, too, as you say, Illawarra are making too many mistakes, and that's the only time that Brisbane scored in the first half was when Illawarra made a mistake. You know, all they've got to do is make sure they can control the ball, try and keep the ball away from the Broncos as much as possible, and they could possibly win the game.
Of course, with Darren Lockyer on the sideline, Andrew, the importance of the first-line goal kicker is about to be displayed.
Well, it's a tough call for this young bloke, Michael De Vere. Kicking from 15 in from touch, right on the 20-metre line. De Vere sends it on its way. Unsuccessful. 3 tries to 2 to the Broncos. We're level at 12 all, as we'll watch this moment that Andrew G will probably watch for many seasons to come. His 9th career try, ploughing over. And what's even sweeter, he made it through a rival front rower's tackle to score. Andrew Hart had hold of him.
Probably by the end of the night, he would have run about 40 metres to score that.
Back to halfway. Very much up in the air, this one. Mackay restarts. I guess you can't panic if you're a Steelers fan. They trailed 8-0 early in this one. Here is Saylor. Comes crashing back. Mike Vole, the defender. And now Walters. They spread it wide. Tallis getting those legs pumping. He could offend on Wishart, but all the time McGregor had him. I don't think McGregor's missed a tackle today, and he's had some big company to line up against. Of course, he is one of the classiest players in the game. And now Plath taking off. A real scurry from him for 10 metres. And up with Sivanasiva. Sivanasiva at full flight. 35 metres out from the Steelers line. That's exciting play from the youngster. Kevin Walters inside with Renoff. Last tackle. Renoff stumbles to the ground. It'll be the turnover. Craig Wilson plays it for Illawarra. What about the run of Sivanasiva, Wally?
He's a giant man, got plenty of pace. Had a sidestep as well. I think the Illawarra defence was a little bit spread around the ruck. I thought this was very poor choice of play from Brisbane here. They realised that the fullback was taken out in the tackle of Luke Patton. They had no one at home on the 5th tackle. A chip and chase would have been the preferred option.
Steelers with Callaway. Up with Hart. Still inside their own half. Callaway. Barrett. Long ball from Barrett. Timmins. Running it to Smith. Wishart's there. He's not looking to pass. As Langer and Smith take him to ground. Clifford it is, rather. And Barrett's kicking. Last it was. Being the man at fullback. Had a superb first year in first grade last year. Eventually, with the Super League premiers, he went from being a nobody to somebody in a short space of time. Hancock over the 40-metre line. And now play. Switch of play. Kevin Walters, lively as always. Just chipping away on this set of 6 Brisbane rather than spreading the ball wide. Now Tallis gets his turn. They go high on Tallis. They pay the price. He makes 15 metres. And now Plath. Langer. Switching to the left. Gee, nice hands from Renoff. Hancock is with it. They pick up the tempo again. Langer. Now they string the passes together. That one hits the deck. 7 to Seabar. 15 metres out. Now 10 out. He offloads. Langer. Oh boy, are they going to get a try from this? Try and stop Tallis. Tallis gets in goal. Doesn't force the football.
And it'll be a changeover on the 6th tackle. Great Illawarra defence. Enterprising Brisbane attack. That's the best part of football in the game.
Remarkable build-up to this, and then Tallis. Held up. Callaway's done well. So too the player underneath, Gordon Tallis. Good footy from both teams. Illawarra with Wilson. They've called Webke offside. He's just a smart player, this bloke.
Or back.
Webke's the man that couldn't resist making the tackle. And penalised, 5-1 the count to Illawarra. Now a chance to attack inside the Brisbane half. Webke putting shoulder into his work on Lightbowl. It's Purcell as an extra forward that time, Andrew Purcell. And with Lamey for Mackay. Boos and jeers of the crowd, not quite happy with the 10 metres.
Well, he's standing back 12 metres, Walsey. Have a look at that one there. He's right on the line.
I've got no problem with it. Wilson skirts wide, gets through almost. 22 metres out. And now back to centre field. Trent Barrett shaped a kick, then throws the long ball. Mackay finds an inside runner. It's Timmins. Then back Robinson. Nice hands there for Barrett. Fires a long ball. That was 20 metres on the pass. McGregor. 10 metres from the Broncos line. Still he goes. Or McGregor. Now 5 metres out from the line. Last tackle for Illawarra at 12 all. McGregor was slow to play the ball. Barrett's kick coming across field. Wendell Saylor knows he's in a ball game. He's answered the call again, Wendell. Then offloads. This is brilliant rugby league from Brisbane. The ball hits the deck. And no knock on the call. Some athletic stuff though from Wendell Saylor. He stays in motion. And now Plath. Langer. Walters. They're dangerous even from this part of the field. Renoff. Then away for Hancock. Bouchard gets him. 5 inside their own half. Good speed of this game too. It's really picked up since the Broncos levelled the score. And Webke.
Guys, Gordon Tallis has left the field. He's been replaced by Philip Lee wearing jumper 15.
Saw the possession stat. Still in favour of the Steelers. Not much doing with a kick. Clifford is there for the Steelers. Robinson, Patton. An easy statement to make, but you do feel this game is going to turn on one mistake. It could come from either side. He just get the feeling if Illawarra make a mistake here, Brisbane might make them pay. As they come out from inside their own 40, Callaway, like Vole, some quick hands. The centre of the ruck, Wilson goes to ground and the Platt tackle. This is the last. Barrett is over the 40. There's plenty of kicks in this one. De Vere is back on his own 10-metre line. And Barrett, the kicker of the ball, puts all his teammates on side. Oh, there's an Illawarra player came reeling out of it. In fact, they're both down. A head collision. Mackay is one of them. They're the two players down, so you can appreciate the situation for the Illawarra defensive line right now. Langer trying to exploit that. Able to offload for Ryan. Purcell was the other player down for Illawarra.
He's got 2 crook ones.
And Mackay is still out to it. Outside the 20-metre line. Purcell got back to his feet. But Mackay has barely moved. Here it is again.
Well, you can just see there, his head has swung around, the head's clashing. I thought he was a little bit lucky to get away with the high tackle originally. But there, oh, that's terrible. They've gone straight into each other. Brad Mackay reeling back. Terrible when you see guys sustain head injuries like that. Not the biggest man on the football field, but certainly one of the toughest. Looks like he's got a bit of claret there.
Tell you what, it was courageous of Andrew Purcell.
You just see the blood. He's got a big cut somewhere there on his head.
Well, Purcell got back to his feet and sort of staggered back to the defensive line. It could have so easily have been a Brisbane try with 2 men out of the defensive line. But real troubles for Brad Mackay. It's one heck of a headache he'll have.
Let's wish him the best. A real workhorse.
I'll do the same from your side.
Hurt as much as a golf ball on the head, that one.
Speaking of which, Wally, you want to share any tales with us? Well, we'll let the viewers in on a secret. Wally was clocked yesterday by a golf ball right on the top of his forehead. We call him Gorby. There's now Kevin Walters attached for Brisbane. 30 metres out from the Illawarra line. Incredible thing about it was Wally's ball. He hit it himself somehow back into his own head.
Yeah, you're rocking him in.
Dallas 25 metres out. Walker, Langer kicking on the last tackle and kicking Luke Patton. A good take. Oh, this is a cool game from the young bloke. He knows that he's up against the best in the competition. And up to now, he has been mistake-free. Watch this take again. As the ball came down for Luke Patton to take. Fine work from the Steelers fullback. In their own 20-metre line. Making heavy weather of getting out of trouble in this set. Here's Lamey. Straight to ground he goes. That's 5 tackles. And they're only 25 metres from their own goal line. Barrett needs a big kick. And into the breeze. It's coming down for Saylor. It's over his head. Good result from Barrett. Saylor goes back. Bit of a fumble. That puts them onside. Now over the 30-metre line. 10-40. Crowd absorbed in this one. I'll be interested to hear the crowd figure when it's posted as De Vere gets through traffic. He's around 3, Michael De Vere. Passes early to Kevin Walters and he's ridden to ground 25 metres out. They set again. Walker, Langer, now 20. Out from the line and Tallis. He offloads. It goes off the shoulder of Walters for Walker. Wide ball for Peter Ryan. Robinson misses in the tackle. Ryan's still alive 10 metres from the Steelers line. Walker. Langer. Then Campion. Campion. Left foot step. 5 out. 2 in the tackle. Hart and Wilson. Langer. Ryan as the decoy. He ducks out of the way. It's put down by Smith. It was a little comical. Ryan hit the deck like he was shot with a gun to get out of the way of the pass, which they spill in any case.
Well, I thought Brisbane had a variety of options to use on that occasion. It wasn't the preferred.
Callaway, Fitzgibbon will put a bit of pressure on his teammates like Vol. Got across to it, but Fitzgibbon was passing blind. Now McGregor. Back with Callaway. Wilson. More experienced players involved there in the exchange of passes. Langer caught his man that time. Almost a knock on, a dummy half from Lamey. Illawarra, some battering ram-like charges now. The last one was from Purcell. And Barrett kicking on the last tackle. Repeating if you missed it, Darren Lockyer was replaced with an eye injury in the first half. They're confident it's not serious, but it's still enough to keep him out of this one. So Brisbane lose their fullback and goal kicker. And the Broncos on their 40. Tallis winds him up again, Gordon Tallis. Well handled by Wilson and Callaway. Weckie. Slipping the pass back. Walker and Tallis again. Now 35 metres out. They swarm in on Gordon. Walker. Philip Lee shaping to throw that inside pass. The man there was Kevin Walters. Fifth tackle. Walker. Midfield with Langer. He's only got two on his outside, and Sailor's leading the chase. Clifford is back. Clifford does well. Takes it in goal. He's entitled to come back to the 20. He was looking to run the length of the field before he got the call for his teammates. Take it easy.
Well, I'll tell you what, that should not be a restart. When he jumped, he was in the field of play. Now, the referees have made a ruling this season, if when you jump for the football in a situation like that, that your feet are in the field of play and you land in the in-goal area, it should be a goal line drop restart. Have a look at that. He's jumped from the inside the field of play. That's blatant.
You're 100% right, Wally Lewis, on that call, which should have been against the Illawarra Steelers.
Yep.
He's got some problems with his eyes.
It's what you call in the clumsy category. You've jumped up and hit him here. You just got to get him down.
In the meantime, we've had a high tackle.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's got to do a bit of explaining too. He said you've jumped up and hit him here and pointed to his chest. As far as I know, it's not illegal to hit him on the chest. But see, it's gone way above the chest. It's hit the head. Brisbane have got right to feel a little bit robbed on that occasion. That ball was clearly jumped inside the field of play. That's two bad calls from the referee.
6-1. Now the penalties to the Steelers. Barrett. Here is McGregor. Getting no freedom of movement there. Callaway. 12 all. It was 12-8 at half-time. Andrew G has scored the try to level up since the break. And since then, a real battle. Wilson. Good pass for Simon. He's put it down. The build-up was there, and the execution goes horribly wrong.
Tough point for both teams. Not too much difference on the errors, but they've got to realise that they're three-quarter way through this match, and they don't have to win the game in the next set of 6. A little bit of grafting play is probably the most advisable point for Illawarra. That's what got them back into the match and could probably build a solid base for them to build a strong attacking weapon to round about the 20-metre line.
On his last run forwards.
Steelers chasing 4 straight wins, Brisbane chasing 5. But really, of greater importance, you've got to say, the game to Illawarra. They win today, and they're 3 points clear of the side, which is 11th on the table. So some real breathing space at the latter half of the top 10. Lee, bullocking run. There's the completion rate. Brisbane looking like they want to complete this one with a try. Lee with Campion. Inside the Steelers 30. Lafford dummy half. With Langer. Tallis putting a spin on. Running with the same venom, but still a handful for the Illawarra defence. Callaway, along with Purcell and Lamey, they make the tackle. The last, Langer. He tries the short kick again. Patton gets across. Has to continue running. So Langer's kicking game perhaps a little off in the second half. Wishart on the 10-metre line trying to disentangle himself from John Plath. He does so eventually with Callaway to the 20. Valuable metres, only 10 made, but sets it up for the next man, which is Shamoon. Canterbury Junior played some lower grades with St George and trialled here successfully before winning a contract last year. And the Steelers with Timmins back to the 40-metre line. Callaway Up with Barrett, chance to put the 40-20 kick on. He's certainly got the distance. Trent Barrett doesn't get it over the head of Wendell Saylor. So Saylor comes back for Brisbane. And he gets it as far as the 30. Brisbane sending the troops back on. Ryan and G ready to come back into the action. DeVere made it as far as the 40-metre line. And now with Lee. With the breeze at their back, it's a chance with Patton playing very close to the defensive line. Brisbane get a penalty here. I was going to suggest a kick
hands out there, Sean.
A little bit before the last.
Well.
Referee judging the ball was stripped out. Sean Timmins was the guy that was originally booked. I think he got the wrong guy. Shamoon was the guy that made sure that the ball went free. Given Brisbane another 6 tackles, 40 metres out from the line.
Andrew G. Platt. Webke. Really pulled up there, Shane Webke.
He's done an ankle. Have a look at the hole he's left in the field.
Oh, worry that. He pulled up. He's back to his feet, Shane Webke. Lee, quick hands there for Renoff. They've missed him once, they miss him twice. 10 metres out from the line. McGregor makes the tackle. But almost faithful, the missed tackles there. Well, they crack this time, the Steelers. Walters, Langer, run around, play. Tallis drops it. It's just not happening for Brisbane when they get inside the Illawarra 20.
Very, very rarely you see people being critical of Alf. I think those last couple of passes that he's thrown really haven't been all that productive or helpful to the intended ball catcher. Probably going to have to put his hand up a little bit and start making those famous jinks of his on the edge of the ruck and make sure that the ball runners come off him at their preferred option angle.
9-8 the error count now as Webke and Lightfold collide on the 40. Callaway back with Fitzgibbon. Plenty of local talent in this Illawarra's lineup. Fitzgibbon is one of them. Product of Kanahooka High, as is his second row partner Terry Lamey. That's a Dapter. Big kick down the throat of Michael DeVere. From the 20, making 15 metres. They've called for Webke to come from the field. Kevin Campion will return to the battle for Brisbane. Hancock made metres through the centre. Now Platt. To the left, Walters. And quick hands there, cross with Lee and DeVere. McGregor wanted him over the sideline. Doesn't get him there. 40 out from the Steelers line. Walters with G. Langer hasn't really been involved in this set of 6, and we've reached the 4th tackle. He's about to get his chance. No, he won't, because Plath wants to run from dummy half. They go the blind again, Lee and Renoff. 28 metres out, last tackle. Langer, dummies, tries that low kick. Timmins, well, Walters. Oh, I thought Walters was in front of Langer when he eventually got the kick in. Illawarra come up with a ball, but I said it earlier, the expression un-Brisbane-like. The play once they get inside the Illawarra 30 and 20. Brett Kenny, what's your opinion of the Broncos attack?
Yeah, I just think, I know they were told to play with a lot of patience, but I think they're playing with too much patience now. I think Alan Langer's going to have to start doing a little bit of running himself. Yeah. The little kicks probably aren't coming off, and I think he's got to take on the line, the defence, and hopefully get a half break and be able to put some players away.
Illawarra enter an attacking zone. Barrett, unusual kick back to centre field. Simon, though, is leading the charge. Saylor is there for Brisbane. Interesting kick. Centre field one from Trent Barrett, and I think it was before the last. Trying to catch the Broncos on the hop. Now Hancock. Watch this again, the kick of Trent Barrett. Well, it was the last tackle, but his kick was a good 25 metres back in field. In the meantime, Brisbane, they've coughed it up on their own 40-metre line. So Illawarra go on the attack. Cut away for Robinson with Fitzgibbon. McGregor is there. You want the ball in his hands plenty of times. Barrett. 3 defenders on the young 5'8". 30 metres out. Steelers is the chant. Home fans really relishing this match against the premiership favourites. And their side is locked right into a ball game. Callaway back with Robinson. Then McGregor. He's got Barrett on his outside. Some jinking back in field, and 3 again in the tackle. Campion was there with G.
We've got to start to wonder whether we're going to see a field goal attempt come shortly.
Away to the left. They've got a few exponents, the likes of Wilson and Barrett. They're both having a look at the uprights right now. Callaway's a dummy half. I think Wilson wants the shot. It comes back for Barrett. He decides to put up the bomb. It comes wide. I think the bomb was his second option. Wishart went high and has lost it. And De Vere comes back for Brisbane. McGregor has missed him. De Vere is over halfway. Back to Renoff. Patton catches him. Then for De Vere. 10 metres out. 5 metres out. Oh, superb. What about that?
That is sensational defence.
Luke Patton has made 2 try-savers. Smith is with it for Brisbane, and down he goes.
Got to penalise them for offside. They were 40 metres offside.
Well, he's playing advantage. Oh, and Brisbane are held up on the goal line. I can't believe Luke Patton. He's caught 2 of them. One of them was Steve Renoff. It comes for Saylor. 10 metres out. Sailors to ground in the Robinson tackle. Well, now Brisbane would like that penalty. Langer back for Smith. He's lost it. Incredible passage of play, and the crowd has gone up to a man when he dropped it.
Well, mate, I've got to be a bit critical of the referee there. One of the Illawarra players wasn't within 20 or 30 metres of the play when the ball was played. Another bloke was close to 40 when he chased and caught the guy from behind.
Wishy's off. Wishy's off.
In back play, in fact, you hear a call, Rod Wishart. Wishy's off. Rod Wishart has gone straight to the dressing room, so there's some problems there. Some problems for Illawarra now as well. In general play. Watch this bust again, Wally. Just how good is the effort of Luke Patton?
Oh, it is. Like, it's a very good kick. This is quality rugby league all about it. The jump has gone up by one of the Illawarra players. Sensational. Taken and sprinted away. You've got to give De Vere a pat on the back. He came from a standing start twice. Ran off in full flight. A lovely one-handed pass back to De Vere. It really looked like he was going to get pushed over the sideline. Getting up to play the ball and shifting it wide. But again, brave Illawarra defence. The reason Brisbane aren't in front on the scoreboard. Langer's got to start running himself.
11 minutes remaining. 12 all the score. Tension plus here. Campion. 20 metres out. Spinning away. Campion. He's got the left arm free. Can't offload. Well, the Broncos think field goal. They want to attack. They want a 4-pointer. Tallis. Oh, bruising defence on Gordon Tallis. Robinson and Simon were there. Saylor infield with Smith. Smith then across with Lee in front of the Illawarra posts. It's a wide ball. It's a high ball. It's scooped up by Hancock. Now he's headed across field and backwards. He's got the street map out. Now he straightens up. He gets through one. Michael Hancock to ground. 10 metres out. Last tackle. Do they want the 1 point? Comes for Langer. They continue to attack. Philip Lee rushes up. They've lost it again, Brisbane. They've lost the ball again.
I'm going to tell you, this is Brisbane's worst for the year. They're not playing with any speed between the ears whatsoever. They've got to realise that when they take the options, they're not working for them, and some days things just don't come off. They should have just taken the option of the 1-pointer there.
The thing about it, Wally, if they didn't want to take the 1 point, they had the option here to put the little kick through.
And they didn't really go to the side of the field where some of their bigger name players were.
Inside the final 10. Wilson. Illawarra would be happy to come away with 1 point, but they probably feel as if they've done enough to win here.
With the way that they're finishing, a big chance of winning this one.
They haven't scored though in the second half. As Barrett's kick is charged down. I don't think there'll be a restart, will there? Simon, he has restarted the tackle count.
Oh, he didn't play at that ball. Oh, well, I'll leave it to you.
Well, he hit his forehead where the golf ball got him yesterday. It hurt. Watch it again. Here's the kick. Well, I suppose in a way you've got to say he's playing at the ball because he's charging at the man, but he pulled out of it well and truly early. Had his arms up in the air. We're back with the action. Robinson to halfway.
That's probably the thing that give him away, having his hands in the air. The referee's obviously felt he's played at it.
Barrett tries to chip over the top. Barrett gets the bounce for the Steelers. 25 metres out. It was the last tackle.
That's enterprising play by Barrett. If there was one thing wrong with the Steelers' play there, it was a bit of a lack of support. Maybe the communication was down. But that's the area of the game where they're right over the top of Brisbane at the moment.
Here was the kick by Barrett. Got the delightful bounce back into his arms. Quite incredible. We've had a 12-all scoreline for most of this second half. We haven't had a shot at field goal. The only shot we had was close to half-time from Trent Barrett. As remember, it knocked the head off a worm. So we hope for better if another player gets a chance. Here's Walker. 40 minutes out, Smith. On his back is Purcell. Oh, Purcell has thrown a punch. Well, I don't know what started this, but Purcell wants to finish it.
And I'll tell you what, Darren Smith's just as responsible for starting this play.
Gee, there's some words being said here. There's a fair verbal stoush going on as well. Let's hear what referee Paul McBlain has to say about this one. His touch judge is on.
Darren Smith. Quiet. Both is coming in. Shh. Leave this to me.
So nothing wrong with the tackle. Okay, this bloke got tackled with the ball. This bloke decided to go for him and gave him a couple and wanted to go on with it.
Yep.
Okay.
You have a report on 5 as well?
Number 5, Brisbane. Come running some distance and started throwing punches which connected.
Yep, I have no doubt about that.
Okay.
Wendell, please leave the field.
Wendell Sailor has been sent off.
Right, Paul. He was the instigator.
Wendell Sailor has been sent off. Incredible here at Wing Stadium.
The problem.
Sailor has been sent off for running a distance and starting the brawl.
I understand why you've retaliated, okay? Because penalty's going to go with your side. But Alan, the concern I have... What about the other bloke? No.
This is a sensation. Purcell was the instigator. Sailor gets sent off for running in, the third man in.
Keep working, buddy. You got this one on your hand, okay?
Oh, boy. Big call. First time in his career, Sailor goes to the dressing room.
Just heard a little bit of words coming through the mic then. Keep working, buddy. You've got this one in your hands.
5 metres out. 7 receiver. It's the Broncos on the attack. They are down to 12. And the Illawarra defence. I saw Brad Mackay come back. His head swathed in bandages. I don't think he'll be returning. Surely. Langer up with Webke. Will they want the 1 point? This time Webke goes to ground. 3 in the tackle. John Plath, a dummy half. Plath turns it inside. Brisbane get there. Tallis. And Tallis gives the crowd an ER as well. The Broncos are in front. It's 16 points to 12. And this really is the Lions' pit at the moment.
Well, we're going to go back to the incident and have a look at that because, tell you what, Brisbane have got a bit of fortune on board here. It was a good run from Smith. He was the one, just watch this, a little bit of an elbow on the back of the head. There comes 2. And there's the swish-o, miss-o. I'll throw 2. Wouldn't knock the top off a steam pudding. The third one came in. Sailor's come in. He's thrown 1, 2 that's connected. That's the reason why he's been sent from the field. But there has been one of the other Illawarra players that's run another 25 metres to throw a punch, and he hasn't even received a caution. And he is in a very, very responsible position for the Steelers.
Boy, oh boy, if that's running in, Wendell Sailor didn't move a metre to join that blue.
That's good play from Johnny Plath there. I thought he was the best for the Broncos last week. They needed a strong player that was going to run hard. Good work from Plath. He took Craig Wilson out of play. And Sailor had to run through steam to post the try. Plenty of emotion here at the stadium. We've still got a few minutes left.
Look, Wally, this could be the ball game, but Paul McBlain checked with the touch judge. When the touch judge gave him his report and he said he ran a distance to join the fight, McBlain said, "Are you sure about that?" He said yes. We've just watched a replay and Sailor took no more than half a step to get involved in that fight. If it was just punching, I don't think Sailor would have been sent off. As De Vere converts, it's 6 points the difference. It's the inflammatory nature of the touch judge's report that has got Wendell Sailor sent off. The fact that he said he ran a distance to join this.
Well, there's Sailor standing right alongside. We heard the touch judge say he ran quite some distance. All I can say to the touch judge is, fella, you've got some answering to do. You're going to have to make a report to the league. that you're going to end up with half a carton of egg on your faces if you're saying that he's run a long way.
Well, the reason
on the other side, sorry, Brett, Wendell Sailor, I don't think should have become involved. He hit the player, hit him from behind. We've got to leave the thing even, but it was something that I think really has taken the gloss off what has been a magnificent game of football here. An outstanding performance from the Steelers.
Well, the only distance that Wendell Sailor did run was actually to walk in the dummy half. So he didn't actually run in to start swinging. But as I said, while he was hitting a guy and he took the swings from behind, it's, you know, I just can't understand how a touch judge who was only 5 metres away could have made a mistake like that.
Well, viewers in Brisbane, I'm pretty sure, fell out of their lounge chairs when they saw he was sent from the field. Anyway, they're in front by 6 as Langer's kick as far as Luke Patton. So he'll run straight back over the 30-metre line. McGregor, he's got hold of his ankle. He's allowed to continue. Paul McGregor. And slips a pass and it's put down. That'll be their last chance, will it? There's still a few minutes left, but Brisbane, you would think, would get possession from the scrum.
It's just hard to understand Brisbane's thinking there with Alan Langer with the kick. I mean, to me, they're 6 points in front, but they should have kicked it deep and tried to at least pin them in their in goal or you know, 2 or 3 metres from the line. The little kick like that was senseless, really.
And the Bris at their back as well. They've got possession now. Walters away with Renoff. Simon up there in defence. Away, Walker.
Also, they've got an option, haven't they? Do they work away hard here and try and press more points, or get in a position for a field goal?
Well, that run from Tallis would suggest they want to get close to the posts, and that's about as effective a tackle as you'll see on Gordon Tallis. Webke. They try to smash him. Plath bats it back. Walters is with it. 25 metres out from the line. Walters now 20 out. Around he goes. Well, they're in position, in field position for an extra point. No sign of it coming. Now 10 metres out. Last tackle. It'll come across with Langer. Then with Walker. Walker sets and Walker sprays it wide.
Well, they've got to aim up, Brisbane. 2 minutes to go in the game. They've got to play some pretty smart football here. Suggests that they probably play a cover defender, Alf in behind the line rather than up front. Surely a chip's going to be an option if they get into strike here, Illawarra.
Bouchard back from McGregor. Off through the Tallis tackle, taken to ground by Walters.
Well, if Illawarra have got any sight, they'd throw the ball wide because Brisbane have got Plath out here on the wing.
Possession status turned right around in Brisbane's favour. Cutaway with Barrett. Broncos have kept the Illawarra side scoreless in the second half. Simon has taken ball and all by Smith. Langer is there as well with Ryan. They're on their own 40-metre line. Dummy half is Timmins to the blind side. Barrett then for Patton. It's a narrow blind side at that. Walker. And also Ryan make the tackle last. They need an attacking play here. Barrett. Well, what would you have your playmaker a dummy half for? There's Timmins. Putting it up high on the last tackle. DeVere diffuses it. Timmins makes the tackle. And Brisbane back with it. Illawarra, they might get one more chance with the ball in their hands. There's Walters. Crossfield with Smith. 8-0, Brisbane led early. In the first 10 minutes, they crossed for 2 tries. They trailed 12-8 at half-time. And 4-pointers after the break to Andrew G and Gordon Tallis have them in front. But plenty of people will be talking about the send-off of Wendell Sailor out of this second half. G gets it inside the Illawarra territory. And now Plath back to the left. Walters, that kick for Hancock. Patton's got a bit of work here. Hancock chasing through and it goes over the sideline. Oh, I would have liked to have seen that ball stay in play.
I think we'll see Brisbane's forward sprinting to the scrum. Referee calling on them. Bounce going straight into touch. I don't think Mickey Hancock would have been able to get there. Seen a magnificent game from Luke Patton. I think he's been in outstanding form for the Steelers and really has diffused plenty of tough opportunities for them. I think we've seen one of the great moments in rugby league. That cover defending 3 tackles that he did in the one run.
Renoff and DeVere. Full-time siren sounds. Simon is with it for the Steelers. Then it comes back for Clifford. And Clifford goes to ground, losing the ball. Smith is with it now for Brisbane. He will hit the deck. And Brisbane will come away from Wing Stadium with the hardest earned 2 points of the year. What a performance. 4 tries to 2. Well, no, they haven't played anywhere near their best. They've had to work so hard and overcome the second half send-off of Wendell Sailor to win.
Well, controversy, that's what it's all about. Plenty of it involved in this game. A very brave Steelers outfit out there this afternoon. Gave it everything they had. Just come away disappointing their fans.
And our NEC man of the match today, Gordon Tallis. He scored the match-winning try in another barnstorming performance from the Broncos back rower.